Hi everybody, welcome to the semester review for Math 6A. Go ahead and follow directions on the following slides in order to complete the review and also earn extra credit in the course. So why are we doing the semester review? You will have an assessment, and this should actually say semester test, okay? But the semester test will be over units 1 through 6. So everything you've learned this year, okay, semester test. And there will be a part 1 and a part 2. When you go to the course, you may see this screen right here. Okay, this test will not be available until you've completed all units 1 through 6. So make sure you've completed everything in units 1 through 6, and then this will be available to you. It is not due until February 1st. Okay, so you have plenty of time if you're just starting this on the day it's available. But I wanted you to go ahead and have some time to get reviewed and everything like that. So if you want extra credit, here's what you have to do. There are going to be 20 questions today. Okay, so this is a long review because it is going over everything from the semester. But you have to show work and provide your answer for all 20 questions. And this is on your own paper. Okay, this is not just listening and making another PowerPoint. I want you to email, text, or Skype a picture of all of your work. Texting is easiest because you can text a picture at a time from a device to mine, and I'm able to see it really clearly. Okay, so 20 questions. You may want to take some notebook paper. You could make, you could get 5 sheets and have 4 boxes on each sheet for your questions. Or if you just want to go down the page, however you want to do it, make sure you're numbering so I can clearly, easily see that you've done all 20. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Question 1, on your paper, I want you to write 880 over 352. So if I write it, you're writing it. And the reason I want you to write this is because I want you to remember that whatever number comes first, okay, or on top, is what goes inside your division sign. Okay, just like this. Now, the second number stays on the outside. Because I don't know my times tables for 352, I just have to do some thinking, okay? I know 300 times 1 is about 300. 300 times 2 is about 600. 300 times 3 would be 900. So I am thinking that this is going to go into 882 times. But how can I know for sure? I can come over to the side and I can multiply that. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry my 1. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And yes, if I were to add another 352, it would actually go to 1,000. So this is as high as I can go without going over, so I'm going to put that here. 2 times 352 is 704. Next, I subtract. That is 6, that is 7, and that is 1. Now, there's nothing left to bring down. So the way that we answer this in 6th grade math is either with a decimal or a fraction. We're going to do it as a fraction, okay? So here's my whole number, 2 wholes, and my fraction is going to be 176. I'm going to come down here because I know I need to simplify over 352, okay? Now, this is a really big fraction to simplify, but I know I can divide them both by 2 to begin with. Okay, because they end in even numbers. Okay, and because I'm running out of space, I'm going to do that to the side. 176 divided by 2 is 88. And 352 divided by 2 is 176. Interesting. Do you see that if I half 352, I get that number on top, 176? Okay. I'm curious. is 176 divisible by 88? It is. So I could keep going down by 2's, but I recognized that this number is twice as much as this, and 176 is twice as much as 88. So this eventually, if you kept going by 2's, you would get to 1/2. So that is what goes up here, 2 1/2. Therefore, the answer to my problem is 2 1/2. Okay. Again, because this is a recording, you can pause this, go back if you need to, go at your own pace. Okay, question 2. What is the greatest common factor of 49 and 84? So, on your paper, I want you to put GCF of 49 and 84. Okay, the way that we did this in class is we did the prime factorization of each number, okay, which means I'm going to factor each number and circle the prime number. So when I think of 49, 7 times 7 comes to mind. I'm actually done here because 7's are prime. So I'm going to circle those. With 84, I think of 12 times 7. Okay. 7 is prime. I'll circle it in a minute. 12, I think of 3 times 4. 3 is prime. I'll circle it in a minute. And 4, 2 times 2. So I now have ended with all prime numbers, so I know I'm done. Now my job is to figure out what do these numbers have in common. They both have a single 7. Okay, that's the only thing they have in common. Therefore, the GCF of 49 and 84 is going to be 7. Because that's the only thing they have in common. If they were to both have a 7 and a 2 or a 7 and a 3, then you would multiply those numbers to get the GCF. But when they only have one number in common, that's the answer. That's the GCF. Okay, number 3, apples come in bags of 4, oranges come in bags of 6. What is the least number of bags each person has to buy to have the same number? Okay, so if I think of my apples, I'm going to just make a T-chart, and oranges. Apples, 1 bag is 4, 2 bags is 8, 3 bags is 12, 4 bags is 16. You could go on and on forever, but I'm going to stop there for a second. Oranges come in bags of 6. So 1 bag is 6, 2 bags is 12, 3 bags is 18, 4 bags is 24. Do you see the same number somewhere? Hopefully you see that they both, you can get 12 of each, okay? If you buy 3 bags of apples and 2 bags of oranges. So that's what I would want you to put on your paper. 3 bags of apples and 2 bags of oranges will give 12 of each. Okay, how do I know it's 3 and 2? Well, 4 times 3 is 12, and 6 times 2 is 12. So these are your number of bags over here. Okay? Number 4. You do not have to write this. Remember, you're just writing what I write. Jessica's filling glasses with water. Each glass holds 3/5 cup of water. She pours 4 1/5 cups of water into glasses. How many glasses does she fill? So we're always going to start with a total, and we're going to divide by how we're grouping. So our total is 4 1/5, and we're dividing that by 3/5. Okay, So think about how to divide with fractions. First, I need an improper fraction here. Remember, you go like this to make it improper. 4 times 5 is 20. And then you add the numerator 21. And then remember, with dividing fractions, we keep, change, flip the second fraction. So multiplying by the reciprocal of the second fraction. Notice the 5 moved to the top, 3 moved to the bottom. Here's a little trick. If you have the same number diagonal, they cancel each other out to 1. Because if you were to multiply by 5 and then go back and divide by 5, you're undoing that multiplication. So 21 over 3, I know that 21 divided by 3 is 7. So 7 glasses is what she fills. Okay, number 5. Hold on tight. After number 5, I'm going to put up a slide to remind you to take a break. So stay with me through number 5 and then you could take a short break. One bottle contains 16.5 fluid ounces of shampoo. How much shampoo is in 2.3 bottles? So this is one bottle. I want 2.3. So this is multiplication because I'm making my number bigger. 16.5 times 2.3. You're going to multiply like normal, and then we'll talk about how to place the decimal. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 1 is 19. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. Bringing a 0 down, and I'm moving over. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. And I know I marked out a 1 and placed a 1. It's just how my brain kind of goes through those steps. So add it up. Okay, and here's how you place your decimal. There are 2 digits behind the decimals in the problem. Okay, so there needs to be 2 digits behind the decimal in your answer. So 37.95 fluid ounces. I didn't mean to do that. T right there. Fluid ounces will be in that many bottles. Okay, take a 5-minute break. Go stretch or walk around your house, and then come right back and keep going. In order to take the break, make sure you pause the video because I'm going to keep on going from here. Okay, I hope you took your break. This is number 6. We are plotting each number on the number line. One thing I want you to notice is that 0 is here, and to the left, you go to -5. This means that all of these numbers are negative because they're to the left of 0. Now, pause the video and draw this number line. Notice there is 1, 2, 3 small little lines, and then the big line. This is going to represent -1. And then 3 small lines, -2, 3 small lines, -3, 3 small lines, -4. So go ahead and get that on your paper. Okay, so let's do -1/2 first. -1/2 is going to be between 0 and -1. Now, where at? It's going to be right in the middle of those two. So it's actually going to be right here. Okay, -1/2. And how do I know that? Because it's halfway between 0 and -1. Okay, because there is one, sorry, PowerPoint doesn't like to do these little moves that I like to do. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 sections between -1, 2. Each of those is a fourth. So this would be 1/4, 2/4, which is 1/2, 3/4, -1. Same thing throughout. So this is -1 and 1/4, -1 and 1/2, -1 and 3/4, and we get to negative 2. Negative 2 1/4 is the same as, what's up there, negative 2.25. So this right here is negative 2.25. One little mark past negative 2. Think about money as well. You can think about quarters. Okay, this would be negative 2.5, negative 2.75, negative 3. Okay, so I've done this one and I've done this one. Negative 3 3/4. You go to negative 3 and you keep going. Negative 3 1/4, negative 3 1/2, negative 3 3/4 right here. Right before you get to, sorry, I don't know how to undo. Let me erase this. I'm making that kind of messy. This is negative right here. Negative 3 3/4, right before negative 4. Good job. Okay, we're going to fill in the blanks for this one. Point A is located in what quadrant? Remember that your quadrants start here and go this direction. This is quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. So point A is in quadrant 1, or in the first quadrant. And it is located, remember that you go over before you go up or down. So I'm going over to 4. That means 4 is my first number. And then I'm going up to 5. So 5 is my second number. Point B is located in the second quadrant. And remember, you go over. So I have to go over to negative 5. And then I go up to positive 4. So negative 5, 4. Point C is located in the third quadrant. I go over to negative 4. And then I go down to negative 5. So make sure you have all of those. You don't have to draw the graph. Just have point A is located in the first and its location all the way down. Okay, number 8, we are comparing. I wanted to talk quickly about what this means right here. This is absolute value, which means the distance from 0. So go ahead and write this on your paper. Absolute value, distance from 0. Okay, which means that this equals just 12. And we're comparing it to the number 9, which is just a 9. So how does 12 compare to 9? Okay, you simplify this before you compare. 12 is greater than 9, so the answer is B. We're almost halfway there. Stay with me. What is the distance between the points negative 4, negative 8, negative 4, negative 13? There are a couple things you could do here. You could get some graphing paper and you could graph, okay? Or you can think about it this way. Think about where these would be. These are both in the third quadrant because you go left 4, down 8 for this one. This one you go left 4 and down 13. So they're pretty close to each other. But because they're in the same quadrant, okay, all we have to do is subtract their distance from each other. And how do I know where they are? Well, because they're both over 4 over 4, I'm going to actually pay attention to the other number because that's what's different. Notice, though, they're both negative, negative 8, negative 3. Because they're in the same quadrant, I'm going to subtract their absolute values. So the absolute value of 13 minus the absolute value of negative 8. That would be 13 minus 8, okay, and that is 5. So the answer is 5. Again, you could graph these if you're not sure how to do this and just count the spaces between. But they are 5 units away from each other. Okay, this is our halfway point and guess what? We already did this one. I duplicated it. So for number 10, write the word skip. Okay. Okay, number 11, we are going to follow the order of operations, okay, which is PEMDAS. What I want you to remember with PEMDAS is this is either, okay, you have to work left to right. Same thing with add or subtract, left to right. Okay, so go ahead and take a minute, write this expression down. I don't have any parentheses, so I'm moving on to my E, which is my exponents. 3 to the second power is 3 times 3. So this turns into 2 times 9 minus 14 divided by 7 times, and this is 2 times 2, which is 4. Okay, remember these dots mean to multiply. Okay, now I multiply or divide depending on what comes first. Here's my first multiplication, 2 times 9. My next one is 14 divided by 7, which is 2. And then before I can subtract, I have to finish by multiplying. So 18 minus 8 is 10 is your final answer. Okay. If you multiplied this first, 7 times 4, that would be wrong because you have to work left to right with multiply or divide. The basketball league orders 50 new basketballs. There are C coaches in the league. Each coach receives 4 new balls. How many balls are left after they're given to the coaches? So I know we're starting out with 50, and we're going to be taking away from the 50 based on the coaches. Each coach gets 4. Okay, if there were 10 coaches, 4 times 10, that would be 40 balls that we were distributing. So we're going to be taking away 4 times C, 4 balls per coach. I would have to know that before I can take it away from 50. So this is going to be the correct answer. For this one, you don't have to write this whole thing. You can just write 50 minus 4C, and that's fine. Okay, I'm trying to go to the next slide, and it's not letting me. So hold on just a second and bear with me. Okay, I figured it out. Sorry about that. So here's number 13. What is the value of 8 plus 3a times a? Okay, there's a whole expression here. I'm going to just rewrite this. Go ahead and write this on your page. When a equals 1/3. So I'm going to be doing 8 plus 3 times 1/3. That's multiplication because 3a is multiplying. And I'll have to do all of that, and then at the end I'll multiply by 1/3. So 3 times 1/3 is 3 times 1, 1 times 3, 3, and that's 3 over 3, which is just 1. So it's 8 plus 1, that is 9. And now I finish by multiplying by 1/3. So I'm going to come over here. That equals 9 over 3, which is 3. That is my final answer. Okay. Okay, which expression is equivalent to 7 times 4 plus b? This is distributive property. So you are multiplying the 7 times 4 plus 7 times b. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times b is just 7b, so the correct answer is our last one. Okay, pause again, one more 5-minute break, and then we will finish up on the remainder of the questions. Come back in 5 minutes, make sure you pause this video to take a break. Okay, we're almost finished 15 through 20 and we will be done. So for this problem, we are solving for x, solving an equation. Okay, I like to draw my line down the middle and I'm going to do the inverse operation. This is 3/8 times x, so I'm actually dividing both sides by 3/8. And I know this looks kind of weird, so I'm going to show it to you a different way. These cancel. And so to figure this out, I'm doing 48 divided by 3/8. Okay. This needs to be a fraction. Remember, with dividing fractions, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. So once I simplify this, I'll get my answer. I'm actually going to go to the left because I'm almost out of space. But 48 times 8 is 384. 1 times 3 is 3. I just need to simplify this. Because I'm running out of room, I'm going to do it on my own paper. But 384 divided by 3 is 128. So that is my final answer, x equals 128. Okay, number 16. Which values from the given replacement set make up the solution set of the inequality? So there's a couple ways you could solve this. You could just plug these in to see if it makes a true statement. 11 plus 13, 12 plus 13, 13 plus 13, 14 plus 13. You could also solve for x using your inverse operation. I'm going to subtract 13 because that's the opposite of adding from both sides. X has to be greater than whatever this is over here. 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. So what numbers in my solution set right here make this a true statement? I have 11, I have 12, I have 13, and I have 14. Which of these is true? This is not true. 11 is not greater than 12. 12 is not greater than 12. If this had the equal to sign under it, then that would be a true statement, but it's not greater than 12. They're the same. 13 is greater than 12. 14 is greater than 12. Those are the only two numbers that make a true statement. Therefore, your only correct answer is B, 13 and 14. Okay, number 17. At the amusement park, riders must be 44 inches or taller. Which inequality best represents the situation? Okay, so I'm comparing x and 44. Must be 44 inches or taller. This is your height. Here's what might help you to think. Put a solution set in parentheses. Okay? Can you be 44? Yes, 44 or taller. So I need that equal to. Could you be 43? No, has to be taller, but you could be 45 or on and on and on. Okay? So whatever your height is has to be greater than or equal to 44, which is choice D. Okay, so just think about, can you ride if you're 43 inches? No. Okay, because it's 44 or taller. Okay, graph the inequality on the number line. T is less than or equal to 1.6. To plot the inequality, first choose the correct ray. Then select the location of the endpoint on the number line. If you make a mistake, select the trash and then you can select the array that was graphed. You will be able to start over. Okay, so I wanted to show you this because this is how the course has you do it. You are going to select one of the arrays that is a closed circle. So either this one or this one because of the equal to. So you don't want to choose this one, you don't want to choose this one for this example because of the equal to line here. Okay. On your paper, here's what I want you to do. T is less than 1.6. I want you to write that, and then we're just going to do our own little graph. Okay. 0's in the middle. This is a positive number, so I'm going over to the positive side for this one. So put a 1 and a 2. 1.6 is going to be between. How many little marks do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. That means each section is 0.2. So this is 1.2, 1.4. This is where I'm going, 1.6. Now, PowerPoint does not like me to do circles that are colored in. So let's see if I can figure this out. Okay. You want a closed circle. Okay. But this is T is less than. That means I'm shading to the left. Okay. So you would choose this ray, closed circle, go into the left, and you would want to place it right here on your number line, just like we did there. Okay, number 19, the graph shows the relationship between X and Y. Complete the table of ordered pairs for the table. Okay, so you're plugging in each point into this table. So my first point is at 0, 0. On your paper, you can just do an XY table just like me. 0, 0. My next ordered pair is here. It's over 1, up 4. So 1, 4. And then the last one is right here. It is over 2, up 8. Okay, so this is what I want on your paper, your table. Last question. Way to go. Each pack of gum in a store costs 75 cents. Which equation represents the relationship between total number of packs of gum purchased, P, and total cost, C? So this is tricky because you have to decide what letter goes where. I know that it's 75 cents for each pack. That's what P stands for. Okay, so if you were to buy 5 packs, you would do 75 cents times 5. Therefore, it's 75 cents times P for packs. That equals your total cost, which is C. So the correct answer is your first one. Okay, reminder, if you want extra credit, make sure you have the work and the answer for all 20 of those questions. Email, text, or Skype. Texting is the easiest way to do this because you can snap a picture with a phone, text it to my number, make sure you include your name, and I will get it. I'll reply and let you know I've received it so that you can earn extra credit. Please let me know if you have questions, attend Help Lab, or come back to the session that you're watching this in. And I hope you have a great day.